Math 76, can't even see it, lesson 41, renaming fractions by multiplying by 1. I like to call this rewriting numbers, or numbers, same number with a different name. Pretty much what we're doing here is we're taking a value as a fraction, and then we're multiplying by a value of 1 to give it the same value, but it's going to look differently. This is something I've kind of talked about in the past and alluded to, but here's a really quick example that they show you in the book. If we remember, any fraction that has the exact same numerator and denominator is actually the number 1. So that's what they're talking about here. They're saying you take the fraction 1/2, multiply it by a value of 1, written as 2/2, and then you get the fraction 2/4. These two fractions are the exact same fraction, but they look different. One has a different name, or it looks like a different number, even though it's actually the same number. So same number, but it looks different, because remember, any number that multiplies by 1 will equal itself. Now if we write 1 different ways, then we'll see that the fraction can be written different ways. So here we have the number 1/2 again being multiplied by a different value of 1, and it comes out as 3/6. Still the same number, but it looks different. And then lastly, we have 1/2 being multiplied by 4/4, or a different value of the number 1. It comes out looking like 4/8. So this is kind of the exercise, or the concept that's being taught in this lesson. Oh, I hit my microphone again. Oops. And these are the types of problems that we'll see it played out in. So they'll give you a question like this. They'll say 1/3 is equal to what over 12? So we have to find out what fraction with a denominator of 12 is equal to the same fraction as 1/3. And we're going to be using this concept of multiplying by 1. So the question is, 3 times what will equal 12? And the answer is 4. So if we multiplied 3 by 4, then the numerator must also be multiplied by 4. 1 times 4 gives us the answer of 4. So our final answer is 4. Here we have the same thing. 3 times what is going to equal 6? The answer is going to be 2. If I take 3 times 2, that will give me 6. So then the numerator also has to get multiplied by 2. So that way we're creating a value of 1 here. So 2 times 2 would equal 4 again. So here the answer is 4. Down here we have 4 times what will equal 8. 4 times 2 equals 8. So then we take 3 times 2 as well. So that way it's multiplication by 1. And then that gives us the answer of 6. All right. And then here we have 3/4 equals what over 12? So 4 times blank equals 12. The answer is 3. So 4 times 3 equals 12, which means we take 3 times 3 for a final answer of 9. Now those can be pretty simple, really simple concept. And then you'll see in each of these we have a fraction 4/4, 2/2, 2/2, 3/3. So each one of these numbers has just been multiplied by 1. Now they also give you word problems with these as well. One example being right here. They tell you to write 2/3 and 1/4 as fractions with denominators of 12. Then add the renamed fractions. So this might be a little confusing as far as the wording goes for some of you. So when they say write 2/3 and 1/4 as fractions with the denominator of 12, they want you to rewrite these fractions in a similar way that we did here. So for example, you could say this is writing 1/3 as a fraction with a denominator of 12. That fraction would have been 4/12. So let's go ahead and do that with 2/3 and 1/4. So I'll go ahead and put 2/3, and it's going to have to equal something with a denominator of 12. So I already know that that is going to be 12. So then I ask myself, 3 times what equals 12? 3 times 4. So then I take 2 times 4. 2 times 4 gives me 8. So this fraction is now 8/12. So now I have a fraction of 8/12. Now what about 1/4? I still have to do this with the fraction 1/4. So I take the fraction 1/4, and then I know it's going to have a denominator of 12, but then I have to ask myself, 4 times what will equal 12? 4 times 3 equals 12. So then I take the numerator times 3 as well, which gives me a final fraction of 3/12. I just realized that's like on the edge of the camera. Let's center this a little more. So I've got a final fraction of 3/12. So now I have 8/12 and 3/12. But if we go back to our problem, that we're not done yet. It says then add the renamed fractions. So now I have to take these fractions and I have to add them together. So they have common denominators, which is great. So then I take 8 plus 3, which gives me 11. And the denominators do not change in addition or subtraction. So my final answer is 11/12. That's it for this lesson. If you guys have any questions, let me know on the school website, and I will see you in class.